You cannot leave. A real warrior never quits.
Watch me! Come on!
Hello my darlings and welcome to Screen to Page, where I read books based on characters from my favourite movies. And today we're doing Po from Kung Fu Panda. The movie Kung Fu Panda is about Po the panda, who is a Kung Fu enthusiast, and he ends up getting chosen as the Dragon Warrior, where he decides to team up with the Furious Five and destroy the evil forces that threaten the Valley of Peace. Po's energy is outsider chosen without explanation, joy as fuel, not distraction, mastery built from love, not discipline alone, body acceptance and appetite as power, destiny that fits after you stop forcing it. Books that suit are ones that trip, snack, laugh, and become wise. The book that I would recommend that fits Po is Zen Shorts. This is an illustrated picture book about a giant panda named Stillwater who tells quiet, philosophical stories to kids. It's pretty much if Po achieved inner peace and became a soft monk. I'm going to shut the door because the dishwasher be dishwashing. Yes, this is a onesie and I'm loving it. So fun fact, I actually did practice Kung Fu for 2 years. I did Wing Chun. I liked it. I needed something a bit more gentle after having had children, and it was a less physically intensive style of martial arts, but personally I like, I guess, a bit more aggressive styles. I previously have also done jiu-jitsu and aikido, but yes, I did practice for 2 years the Kung Fu. The book that I chose to read is the Kamogawa Food Detectives by Hisashi Kashiwai. The Po link to this is that the meals are tied to memory. So this book is about a widowed father and daughter duo who run a quiet Kyoto diner, but out back they are emotional food detectives. They essentially recreate dishes that people are longing for, dishes from their past that they don't have the recipes for to replicate. Each of the meals for each of the characters unlocks memory, grief, love, and closure. It's therapy, but make it edible. I ended up giving this book a 3.25. It's very much in the vein of Before the Coffee Gets Cold, crossed with Gourmet Traveler magazine. So if you like those two things, this will be your jam. There is a cat named Drowsy. I was wondering, how does the cat play a part? It doesn't really play a part. They just constantly tell Drowsy off for coming inside and repeatedly tell everyone his name is Drowsy because he's always half asleep. His eyes are half lidded. That's the summation of the cat. That's the whole role the cat plays in this book. You have a lot of sort of little short stories. So you'll get a new character that comes in, hiring them and asking them to find the recipe for a particular dish. And then they do. It brings some sort of emotional resonance to the character, and then the case is closed, on to the next. Some of the examples, for instance, you have a widower who has a new young girlfriend, and he wants the new young girlfriend to be able to cook his dead wife's noodle dish. Which I was like, how does your young girlfriend feel about this? I get that you missed your wife, but maybe it's time to let her go and let your new girlfriend cook recipes the way she wants to. But anyway, that was what he was looking for. And our father-daughter duo, through very insanely convenient sleuthing, find it, and lo and behold, it's exactly how his wife used to make it. And then there was another one with a woman who ate beef stew one time at some restaurant where she was proposed to by a man she didn't want to marry. And what I mean is, the sleuthing is so easily done. So these people will come in with basically fuck all information. It's for instance, the beef stew lady. She's like, oh yeah, I had beef stew with this guy that I was seeing, and I remember there were woods, and I remember we visited a shrine, and I remember that I could smell the food that was cooking, and they were cooking it from scratch, and I think there were carrots involved. That's it, pretty much. Oh, and my boyfriend had, was born in the year of the mouse. And then we got our detectives, and they're like, well, based on all of your information, we believe that you took this train to this village and then you walked through these woods, and in these woods there is a shrine to the mouse god because you said that your boyfriend was born in the year of the mouse. And then from that shrine, there is this restaurant. We went to that restaurant. We said, hey, did a guy used to come here who had the symbol for mouse in his name? They're like, why, yes, he did, but he since moved away. But don't worry, his daughter lives in town still. So then we went to the daughter and she had all of his diaries back from that time. Bro, like, I'm not saying it's Deus Ex Machina, but it's Deus Ex Machina. So just based on breadcrumbs, these people are able to put in this intense chain of events that leads them to figuring out the exact recipe of this meal that these people want recreated. So yeah, suspend your disbelief, I guess. The dialogue is very weird. I don't know if it's translation thing, but the people were speaking like, phew, sheesh, oh boy. It just felt, just inauthentic. You know, it was just a lot of exclamation marks, and there was like attempts at humor that just didn't land to me, and it felt very weird. But once again, I'm not sure if it's just a translation thing. Me and Japanese translations don't really get on that well because I just find, like I said, most of the time the dialogue is just really unnatural, and just the cadence and just the tempo is just off. It's always just off to me, and I always feel zero emotion. Even in books that are meant obviously to strike at your heart, I am like stone and I feel nothing. And that was the case. Everyone just feels like a cartoon caricature almost. But as I said, that it could just be a me and Japanese literature thing. Because yeah, the main themes in this are of grief and nostalgia and having to let go. Like on paper, these are things that should have made me cry, especially regarding one of the women who was trying to find, I think it was a tonkatsu recipe that her ex-husband had made. And I won't spoil that story, but that was the saddest one. But I didn't cry, I didn't even choke up, nothing. The other main theme of this is that healing can sometimes come through very simple things like food and joy and small kindnesses. So it's a very sweet book. And if you love Japanese literature, you'll probably love it. And if you loved Before the Coffee Gets Cold and Gourmet Traveler, there's a lot of food descriptions obviously in this. Do not read on an empty stomach is what I'm telling you. But yes, I ended up giving it a 3.25. My question for this vlog is, what meal from your past would you like to have again? For me, I'm trying not to cry. I would love to have my Yaya's lentil soup again. It's called faki. It was my favorite meal as a child, and so she would always make it for me. And even though I tried to write her recipe down, she just did things by hand. You know, she'd be like, and then you put this many lentils in, and then this much salt, and then this and this. Nothing was ever measured, so I'd be there trying to be like, fucking cup, I don't know, bro. I tried to write it down, but it doesn't taste the same. You know, I think even if you have an exact recipe, I believe that the energy of the person goes into the food. It's that extra special ingredient that changes the taste profile. I think you could have two people make the exact same dish and they will differ slightly in taste because of the person making it. And yeah, I would really love to have that again and be transported back into the past when she was still around. So that's my dish. Whew. But for my Po activity today, I am going to go and eat some dumplings because Po's dad is a chef and his specialty are dumplings, and Po has a soft spot for dumplings. So that is my Po activity for today.
Enjoy.
Hey!
But until next time, skadoosh.
Okay, we have a dim sum, we have a pan-fried pork bun, a chicken dumpling, and a vegetable dumpling.
Cute. It's a little bunny.
Skadoosh.